that behind me is Mount Rinjani, the second tallest peak in Indonesia. We've just arrived at the starting point of our Rinjani trek. This is where we start and finish. So we go up to the crater and then back down to here afterwards. We're now heading up to the crater rim to get a view into the lake, to the mini volcano in the middle and Mount Rinjani in the distance. And it looks insane. We've just checked into our accommodation in Lombok, and the reason we're here is tomorrow we're going to be climbing Mount Rinjani, which you can just about see behind me there. It's an active volcano and the second highest peak in Indonesia. We're not actually going to be climbing all the way to the top. We're going to be going to the second summit, which is just on the edge of the crater. There is the option to climb to the summit, but it usually takes 3 days and it's quite a bit more expensive. So we decided to go for the 2-day, 1-night version that will take us to the crater rim. And from there, there's meant to be incredible views across to the summit and of a mini volcano inside a lake in the middle of the crater. It's one of the top things to do in all of Indonesia, so I'm so excited to do it. Today is the day that we leave for our Rinjani hike, and we've just finished sorting our stuff. Everything that we don't need for the hike has gone into our big bags, which we're going to store here in the hotel. And then everything that we're going to need for the next 2 days has gone into our day bags. It's pretty heavy. Apparently we've got 2 porters who are coming with us, so hopefully they will carry some of it for us because it's pretty heavy. We've just arrived at the starting point of our Rinjani trek in Senaru. So for the 3-day, 2-night, you get driven to the other side of the volcano and then you walk back to here. Whereas for our 2-day, 1-night version, this is where we start and finish. So we go up to the crater and then back down to here afterwards. We've just arrived at our first rest stop, which is behind position 1 and position 2, where we're going to be having lunch. It's been pretty easy going so far, but very sweaty, so time to take on some more water. So we just arrived at position 2, where we're going to be having our lunch, and all the porters from all the different trekking groups have already set up here and are making lunch for everyone. So it looks like they're cooking up tofu, and there's some tempeh there as well, and some vegetables and rice, I think. There's also a monkey in the campsite. Oh wow.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Amazing. Thanks so much. So we've got tempeh, tofu, fried vegetables, rice, and these little crackers. It's amazing that they can just cook a full meal on the side of a volcano. Look at all these flowers, so nice. We're now approaching position 3, where this forest will end, and it starts to open out a bit and becomes a lot more rocky. I think this is where it's going to start to get a lot more difficult. The path has gotten really dusty and slippery now. Amy's already fallen over once, and I'm sure she will again. That is where we're heading, up there. Apparently we're not too far from position 4, and then it starts to get rocky. The views are really starting to open up on this side. It kind of looks a bit like Hobbiton. See the tents in the distance. We're getting close. We've made it to camp, just on the edge of Senaru Crater Rim, and our tent has already been set up for us. So this is going to be our home for tonight. Thank you so much. We're just doing a bit of a litter pick around our campsite with this trekking company. They always make sure that they bring down more litter than they brought up with them, which is quite good because there's quite a lot of litter strewn across the mountainside. We're now heading up to the crater rim to get a view into the lake, to the mini volcano in the middle, and Mount Rinjani in the distance. And it looks insane. So the summit of Rinjani is hidden up in those clouds somewhere. Oh, the clouds are rolling in on this side as well. So we're probably going to lose the view. So apparently this is the best view that you can get on this trek, as you actually get to see Rinjani in the distance and the mini volcano in the middle. So I'm super happy that we decided to do the 2-day, 1-night version rather than the 3-day. Thank you for taking us.
Thank you so much.
Oh, the summit of Rinjani is just poking through the clouds right now. It is a lot higher than we are here. That is a hard climb. 600 meters above us. Yeah, I think this is enough for us. What do you think?
Very good.
We've come back to camp to have some fried bananas and popcorn before dinner. They've also set up a toilet for us as well. It's just a hole in the ground behind a sheet. but it'll do the job. Got some fried bananas with chocolate. The clouds have cleared a bit, and in the distance we can see Agung, which we climbed about a week ago. We climbed Agung for sunrise, and when we were at the top we could actually see Rinjani. Next to it, the little one, is Mount Batur, which is nearby in Ubud. It's so cool we can see them from here. All the porters here have set up a little tent city on the rim of the crater. Everyone's just looking at this amazing view. We just watched an amazing sunset, and now we've been brought our dinner. We've had a long day of hiking today, and now we are tucked up in our tent and ready to go to bed.
I think that's probably
Good morning. We've just had our breakfast and left camp, and now we are heading down Rinjani, starting with this steep rocky section. Just passing position 2, where we had lunch yesterday. It's been pretty easy going so far. We've made it to our final stop at position 1, where we're going to be having some lunch. Okay, we're now on the final straight. About 20 minutes to go. We left our porters back at position 1 where we just had our lunch. Those guys do such an amazing job. They were both carrying around 20 kilos each, and the watermelon that we just had with our lunch, they would have had to have carried all the way to the top, then back down again to almost at the bottom for us to then have that watermelon. Those guys work so hard. They carry all the food, all the camping and cooking equipment up and down the mountain, and they also carry one big bag of rubbish down with them as well. Pretty amazing guys. We've made it back to the gate. So we're now back in our hotel after finishing our hike. We've just had a shower, and I'm pretty sure that we were just in an earthquake. It wasn't a very big one, but our hotel room just started shaking, and then I went outside and saw a bunch of people running around and laughing. They were locals, so I'm assuming that it's fairly common around here. But yeah, a little bit scary, but cool at the same time. We're now heading to our favourite restaurant in Senaru. We've already been there twice on our first day here, and it's so cheap as well. I think our whole meal costed us about £5. So each of the dishes is numbered, and then you write down the number of the dish that you want on this form, and then they bring it out to you. Our food's just arrived. Today I've gone for the nasi campur, and Amy has gone for the classic gado gado. This one's mine. Spin your plate around. So that is the end of our time here in Lombok. We're now about to head to the airport where we're going to be flying to our next destination in Indonesia, which is going to be East Java. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Give it a like if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. So this here is Jodipan, a village right in the centre of Malang, also known as the Rainbow Village. It's currently 5 AM and we've come about 2 hours from Malang to watch the sunrise over Mount Bromo. So good. One of the best views I've ever seen. We're now in the outer crater, which is filled with this black sand, and it kind of looked like a scene from Mad Max as we drove across it. Look at how insane this landscape is. So that in front of us is Bromo Crater, and that's what we're going to climb up now. We've made it to the top, and that is the crater Mount Bromo. We're actually looking into the crater of an active volcano. So cool.